Well, yesterday, the Champions League group stage, match day 6, came to an end, and finally we know which teams Arsenal are going to face, or which opponents Arsenal are going to face in the round of 16, and this draw is going to be held on Monday, on the 18th of 2020, on the 18th of 2023. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where you're watching us from? I'm also going to obviously chip in a little bit after us going through these opponents that Arsenal are going to face. I'm going to chip in through something concerning Reiss Nelson, right? Because you need to know exactly who Reiss Nelson is and what he did in the last game of Arsenal, the Champions League, and what he had to say about this Champions League edition. And this is something that I obviously tell the fans of Manchester United, that we should use the blueprint of Arsenal, because the blueprint of Arsenal has seen them play in the Champions League after 7 years. They last played there in 2016 under Unai Emery. They finished third, and they went to the UEFA Europa League and played in the UEFA Europa League final, where Chelsea went ahead to annihilate them by 4-1, if at all I'm not mistaken. And that is the blueprint that Arsenal really used. They brought in a sporting director who knows what running the club of football is, that is Edu Gaspar, and Edu Gaspar went ahead to choose his own manager, who goes by the names of Mikel Arteta. Ever since then, the rest is history. He had his first 2 seasons were really struggling, but the third season has gone ahead to pay off because they finished second, and see where they are right now in the 4th season of Mikel Arteta. He's obviously making wonders. So I think Arsenal qualifying to the round of 16 of the Champions League is really very, very, very message sending to other teams like Manchester United, who really believe that they should be sacking Erik ten Hag for now. Arsenal fans used to call out for the sacking of Mikel Arteta, but the board had stood their ground. So we need the board of Man United to stand their ground as far as this is concerned. Then later, the rest will be history. So we thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. This is a Thursday, and we're here to obviously coming through and do the needful to really reveal you which opponents Arsenal are going to face. And guys, I've seen through this, and I've gotten to know that, guys, there is a start that people need to know before I go into this. When I've looked at these teams that Arsenal is going to face in the last 16, the possible opponents Arsenal is going to face, I've gone ahead to relate to the start I read after United was beaten on Tuesday by Bayern Munich, that the last time Manchester United went ahead to obviously not qualify for the round of 16 and finish at the bottom of the table, Arsenal played in the Champions League final. That was the season of 2005-2006. You know, they played in that final with Barcelona. It ended 2-1. You get, it ended 2-1 for the club of Arsenal, sorry, in favor of Barcelona. Now, when you look at these draws and the teams that Arsenal is going to face, you can obviously smell something positive, that Arsenal is already through to the round of 16, sorry, to the quarterfinal, and you never know what might happen. Arsenal might play in the Champions League final this year because of how they are really looking. Now, they are playing, there is Copenhagen. Arsenal can be drawn against Copenhagen. Let's talk about Copenhagen. Copenhagen is a team that went ahead to capitalize onto the red card that Man United got while playing Denmark, but by that time the game was 2-0. Meaning that if Arsenal is drawn against Copenhagen, all odds will be against Copenhagen, and they'll be in favor of Arsenal. You get? Because United beat Copenhagen at Old Trafford 1-0, and they went ahead to obviously lead that game. By the way, they led like twice. Even after them getting a red card and the game was 2-2, United got a penalty and they led again. So they beat a 10-man United. Something I don't believe that Mikel Arteta and his players have gone ahead to get very many red cards this season. When you look at the only red card I've gone ahead to see Arsenal get, it went to Fabio Vieira because of that ridiculous tackle, you know, and it came in through in the 60th minute where they're playing against Was it the 80th minute when they're playing against Reading? So I really believe that if at all Arsenal is drawn against Copenhagen, Arsenal will qualify, for the quarterfinals. Then Napoli. One will hear Napoli because last season it was really a sounding name and they went ahead to win the Scudetto in 30 years and think that it's the same Napoli. It's not the same Napoli. It's not the same Napoli, and they're really doing bad to an extent that Juventus and Inter Milan are in their own league as far as competing for the Scudetto of the season is really concerned. I think Arsenal can easily go past Napoli and really knock them out. Kvaratskhelia, Victor Osimhen, I don't really give them a vibe unless otherwise they go in and obviously change a lot from now up to February when the round of 16 is going to be played. Inter Milan, Champions League finalists of last season. I think this is the hardest team that I can come out and say if at all Arsenal face Inter Milan can put up a show. That is it. They never lost most of the players they have. They lost Andre Onana and I think Romelu Lukaku and Edin Dzeko. The rest of the players are there. They went ahead to add Marcus Thuram into that squad and they're really doing good. So to me, this is the only team that I believe can only really be a hard nut to crack for the side of Arsenal on the round of 16. But we've always seen it, especially when the English side has always gone ahead to face the Italian sides in the previous 10 years plus. The English sides have gone ahead to obviously boss and humble the the teams in the teams into the Serie A. We go to PSG. It's another one coming in through from France to show you how weak they are amidst them having some good household names like Kylian Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele, Marco Asensio, this Moroccan right back. I've forgotten his name, but if it was not the work done by AC Milan to beat Newcastle, trust me, they wouldn't have gone ahead to qualify. If they went ahead to obviously qualify, if they went ahead to obviously see Newcastle beat the side of AC Milan, they wouldn't have gone ahead to qualify. So their qualification was all about Newcastle's undoing. I think Newcastle went ahead to lose that game. So that's why they've gone ahead to qualify. So that qualification is a confirmation that these teams are not at any point anywhere near good, especially PSG. And there is nothing they're going to do because they're into a rebuilding. Them losing Sergio Ramos, Verratti, Neymar, Messi, Angel Di Maria, they've gone ahead to lose very many players, meaning that they're in a rebuild that cannot obviously really bring in results instantly. That is it. So I think Arsenal can easily go past PSG, and to really bring it up to speed, when PSG paid a visit to Newcastle, they swallowed 4, meaning that Arsenal can easily annihilate that PSG side. RB Leipzig, it's another side that really plays an open game that I think Arsenal can easily close down. They're in the group of Manchester City, and Man City beat them home and away. That is it. But all I want to confirm to you is that it's not gonna be hard for Arsenal unless they face Inter Milan. FC Porto, it's another team that is really very competitive, but I don't see them come up to speed to obviously stop the side of Arsenal. I think Arsenal can easily knock FC Porto out because they're having quality players, but trust me, Arsenal has a lot, Then the last team that Arsenal can face, it's Lazio from Italy. Don't really find it sane to come out and really tell you that Arsenal can be knocked out by Lazio. Everything is possible in football because a day is so much in the game of football, but trust me, it's not really something they can obviously go ahead and bet, if at all you have your money, and bet it on Lazio to knock out Arsenal. The only team in those 7 teams I've gone ahead to show you that I believe can give Arsenal hard time is Inter Milan. But the rest of those teams, I don't see that happening. That is it. I don't see that happening. So, after that, let's talk about the factors that can obviously give Arsenal a very huge chance to go and really win lots. Arsenal, having gone ahead to qualify for the round of 16, they need to strengthen. Why? Because they might reach the time either playing FC Porto or RB Leipzig or PSG when they've gone ahead to obviously have injuries, and they need to obviously reinforce a little bit in the January transfer window to send a message that we are really ready to reinforce our squad. I've always gone ahead and told the fans of Arsenal that a centre forward is not always the problem at Arsenal. Do you know why? Arsenal has very many options that can lead the line. Gabriel Jesus, Edin Nketiah, Trossard, and Kai Havertz. All those 4 players can lead the line very, very well. So, if you're having players like those that can lead the line very well, why do you spend money or go in for players like Ivan Toney? Don't go for those. Go for Douglas Luiz. Go for Pedro Neto to come in through and compete with Bukayo Saka and get in one centre back. You know, either a Sergi Bo right-sided centre back, but can also play as a right back. I think if they get in those players, a lot will be really onto the cards for Arsenal. So that's what I think Arsenal is supposed to do. If they strengthen, then all will be okay. But the worry is always going to be if they don't strengthen and how they're going to manage the injuries, because trust me, it's not yet over. We'll reach a time when Arsenal has some good number of injuries, because these players played a lot of football last season, and you've seen it that recurring injuries are going to come in through. And you ask yourself, if Saliba is injured, who is going to come in through and obviously cover for him up in the team? Those are questions that you need to ask yourself, you know. And I see that as the only hindrance that can stop Arsenal from really going until the final, because if Arsenal reinforce, then they can easily play against any side and really cause havoc into that half. So that's what I had for you as far as Arsenal's confirmed USL opponents are concerned. You can as well go into the comment section and tell me what your thoughts are about what I've gone ahead obviously coming here through and really tell you. And before we sign out, let me show you a little bit of what Reiss Nelson had to say about his assist to Edin Nketiah in the last Champions League group stage game they played in PSV that ended 1-1. He said, "I think my performance was good. I played with a smile on my face. That's the main thing for me. I think I could show my quality in a lot of different ways. I got a lot of joy in the midfield, coming inside and linking up with ED, that is Edin Nketiah already. So it was very good. And as a whole, as a game, I think it was hard at certain times because we hadn't played with each other for a long time. A lot of boys hadn't played for a long time as well. Cedric, Muhammad El Nini, people like this. But we did well, and it's good to get the point. It's been a long time since I've played from the start, especially in the Champions League. It's a beautiful, beautiful occasion, and I haven't played in a long time. So, it's a beautiful. So for me, if I can just keep staying injury-free, that's one of my main things I said at the start of the season. If I can stay injury-free, being free with my movements, and when I play, I have a smile on my face, I'm sure I can do a greater job. And I agree with him. If I already put up a show like that when he's not a regular into that starting 11 of Arsenal, if he continues to get more minutes, then he can become a threat in the final third of the pitch. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Tell me your thoughts about Arsenal's confirmed USL opponents at the last 16 are welcome in the comment section below. Which team would you want Arsenal to face? Inter Milan, PSG, RB Leipzig, name it. And lastly, what do you make about Reiss Nelson promising us that if at all he is given more playing time, he'll turn out into a player that most of us will ever cherish for life? May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. The Muslims Barakallahu Fikum. I sign out for now. See you later. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories. that we do upload in here on a daily. And 100 likes smash in this video. I'm out.